Flying lizards, also known as Draco lizards, originate from the tropical regions of Southeast Asia. Their range includes countries such as the Philippines, Malaysia, Indonesia, southern Thailand, and parts of India. They are well adapted to warm, humid environments and thrive in areas with dense vegetation. Over time, their evolution in these lush, forested regions allowed them to develop unique gliding abilities, enabling them to move efficiently between trees without descending to the forest floor. Their primary habitat is tropical and subtropical forests, where tall trees grow close together. These trees provide both shelter and an aerial pathway for their daily movements. Flying lizards spend most of their lives in the tree canopy, rarely coming down except when absolutely necessary. They are particularly common in lowland rainforests but can also be found in secondary forests, plantations, and wooded gardens near human settlements, as long as there are enough tall trees for gliding. This arboreal lifestyle gives them both safety from many predators and access to their preferred living environment. Flying lizards are not true flyers like birds or bats. Instead, they are expert gliders. They use elongated ribs and skin flaps, called patagia, to create wing-like surfaces that allow them to glide from tree to tree. When they leap from a high branch, they spread these wings and control their direction with subtle body movements and tail positioning. On average, they can glide distances of 8 to 10 meters, but under ideal conditions, some have been observed covering over 20 meters in a single glide. This ability is primarily a means of efficient travel between trees and a quick escape from danger without having to descend to the ground. Flying lizards are surprisingly swift in the air. While they do not have the high velocity of true flyers, their gliding descent is quick enough to evade predators. The glide itself is smooth and controlled, and combined with their ability to rapidly leap and launch from a branch, they can make a getaway in just a few seconds. On tree trunks and branches, they are agile climbers, able to dart away at impressive speeds when startled, making them equally quick both in the air and among the trees. Flying lizards display a variety of colors depending on their species, age, and sex. Their bodies are usually patterned in earthy browns, grays, or greens, which help them blend seamlessly with tree bark and foliage. The patagia, or wing membranes, are often more colorful, ranging from bright yellow, orange, and red to deep blue or spotted patterns. Males typically have more vibrant wing colors, which they use during territorial displays or courtship, while females are generally more camouflaged. Flying lizards have slender, elongated bodies designed for an arboreal lifestyle. Their most distinctive feature is the extended ribs that support the patagia, allowing them to glide. They also possess a long, thin tail that acts as a stabilizer during flight. Their limbs are relatively long and equipped with sharp claws for gripping tree bark, while their heads are small and streamlined to reduce drag during gliding. Flying lizards are small reptiles, with most species measuring between 19 and 23 centimeters in total length, including the tail. Their body alone is usually around 9 to 12 centimeters long. They are extremely lightweight, often weighing just 15 to 23 grams, which makes gliding easier. This combination of lightweight, streamlined build, and colorful patagia makes them perfectly adapted to life in the treetops. Flying lizards are not considered globally rare, but their visibility can make them seem uncommon to casual observers. In many parts of Southeast Asia, particularly in dense tropical forests, they are relatively common, but because they spend nearly all of their lives high in the tree canopy, people rarely see them unless they happen to glide into view. Their excellent camouflage also makes them difficult to spot when they are at rest against tree bark. In certain areas, their numbers are declining due to habitat loss. Deforestation for agriculture, logging, and urban development reduces the tall, closely spaced trees they need for gliding. While most Draco species are not officially listed as endangered, local populations can be threatened if their forest habitats become too fragmented. In protected forest reserves and well-preserved rural areas, they remain fairly abundant and can still be encountered by those who know where to look. Flying lizards face a variety of predators, both from the air and from the ground. Birds of prey, such as hawks and eagles, are among their most significant threats, as these birds can spot them from above and snatch them mid-glide or from tree branches. Smaller predatory birds, like kingfishers and crows, may also target young or smaller individuals. Because flying lizards spend most of their time in the canopy, aerial predators are a constant danger, and their gliding ability often serves as a quick escape tactic. Arboreal snakes are another major predator. Species that hunt in trees, such as vine snakes and tree pit vipers, can silently approach and strike at a perched lizard before it has time to leap away. Larger lizards, including monitor lizards, may also prey on them if given the chance. On rare occasions, mammals such as civets or monkeys might catch a flying lizard, especially if it is basking in the open. Even though they are less vulnerable on the ground, flying lizards can still fall prey to terrestrial predators if they descend. Ground-dwelling snakes, predatory lizards, and even some small carnivorous mammals can catch them during these moments. Their survival depends heavily on staying in the safety of the treetops, remaining camouflaged, and using their quick gliding escapes to outmaneuver hunters. Flying lizards are generally silent reptiles and are not known for producing vocal sounds like some geckos or other lizards. Instead, they rely heavily on visual communication, especially during territorial disputes or courtship. Males often display their colorful patagia and extend their throat fan, called a dewlap, while performing head-bobbing movements to signal dominance or attract a mate. That said, like many reptiles, they may produce very faint, incidental sounds, such as rustling leaves when moving through the canopy or a soft scratching noise when climbing tree bark. If threatened, they might make slight hissing sounds by forcing air through their throat, but this is rare and not a primary form of communication. In essence, their language is visual rather than vocal, making them one of the quieter residents of the tropical forests. One fascinating fact about flying lizards is that their gliding ability is so efficient that they can lose less than 10 meters in height over a glide of more than 20 meters. This means they can travel from tree to tree while staying high in the canopy, reducing the risk of being caught by predators on the ground. Their controlled glides are so precise that they can land on a specific trunk or branch with remarkable accuracy. Another interesting detail is that the males of some species are fiercely territorial, defending small clusters of trees as their personal domain. They will repeatedly chase away rival males using dramatic displays of their colorful wings and dewlaps, sometimes gliding at an intruder to drive it off without even making physical contact. Flying lizards also have the ability to flatten their bodies and press their limbs close to their sides when gliding, reducing air resistance and increasing stability. Their ribs can extend almost perpendicular to their body, creating a wing shape that is unique among reptiles. This rib extension is supported by specialized muscles not found in most other lizards, making them one of nature's most unusual aerodynamic designs. Flying lizards are primarily insectivores, feeding mainly on small insects they find in the tree canopy. Ants make up a large portion of their diet, as these lizards often position themselves near ant trails on tree trunks or branches and pick off individual insects as they pass. They also eat termites, small beetles, and other tiny invertebrates, using quick, darting movements to snatch them up with their sharp, sticky tongues. Unlike some hunting reptiles, flying lizards do not actively chase prey over long distances. Instead, they rely on a sit-and-wait strategy, staying motionless until an insect comes within reach. Their excellent camouflage allows them to remain undetected while they wait, which is particularly useful when hunting ants or termites that follow predictable paths. Occasionally, flying lizards may also consume small quantities of plant matter such as nectar or pollen, especially if it is easily accessible while they are foraging for insects. However, this is not a significant part of their diet, and their primary food source remains small, arboreal insects. Flying lizards have a unique breeding pattern compared to many other tree-dwelling reptiles because, despite living almost entirely in the canopy, females must descend to the ground to lay their eggs. During the breeding season, usually triggered by warmer, wetter conditions, males display their colorful wing membranes and throat fans to attract females and assert dominance over a small territory. Courtship often involves repeated gliding between trees, head bobbing, and dewlap displays until the female accepts the male. Once mating is complete, the female makes a rare and risky journey down the tree trunk to the forest floor. She uses her snout to dig a small hole in loose soil, where she deposits a clutch of about 2 to 5 eggs. After covering the eggs with soil and leaf litter, she remains nearby for only a short period, sometimes just a day or two, before returning to the safety of the trees. This brief guard period helps deter some predators, but the eggs are largely left to develop on their own. The incubation period lasts around 1 to 2 months, depending on temperature and humidity. When the hatchlings emerge, they are fully independent and capable of gliding almost immediately, a crucial survival trait that helps them reach the safety of the canopy and avoid ground predators. This combination of aerial courtship, ground nesting, and rapid hatchling independence makes the flying lizard's breeding cycle both unusual and well adapted to its environment. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for even more viewing pleasure. Don't forget, like and comment. Feel free to share.